I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity, Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sanga conference call. Let us move on to our next part of the session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. Before that, may I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharika Mataji Dandvat Pranam Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Pritidasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every single day and announcing your name first. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvindaksha Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvindaksha Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining every single day, giving your association. Welcome to the call, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashmati Priya Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and chanting so beautifully. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the glories to the assembled devotees. All the glories to your services, Mataji. This is Manjuli Leela Devi Dasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association when your mom and you go together. It makes me so happy, Mataji. Thank you so much for joining in. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. All glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi from Ghana.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to all your services, Mataji. This is Susmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. And all glories to your services too. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shyama Gauri Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Thank you, Mataji, for all the services. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your services, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Akincana Krishna Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 8th chapter, 32 verse. Before we hand over the call to Prabhuji, I request Her Grace Preeti Vilasni Mataji to take over from here and give a brief introduction of today's speaker. Over to you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I'm very happy to introduce His Grace Akincana Krishna Prabhu to all of you. His Grace Akincana Krishna Prabhu hails from Mumbai and he is dedicated to full-time monastic services, brahmacharya, in ISKCON from the year 1999. He worked in the industry for 2 years in Blue Star Limited and PC Soft Private Limited after completing his graduation in electronics and telecom engineering and post-graduation in business management. Later, after joining ISKCON, he served as value educator in schools, Gita for college youth, and he also gives seminars for corporate young professionals on stress and time management. He gives seminars on Gita principles for satisfying life and motivational seminars for the youth in ISKCON Chowpatti's Prerna Youth Festival. He is a regular Srimad Bhagavatam speaker in ISKCON Chowpatti. He has been giving spiritual discourses for devotee communities in Panvel, Kharghar, and Seawood, South Mumbai. He also organizes 2-month spiritual trips and talks for the British sabbatical youth from the Bhaktivedanta Manor every year. We are very fortunate to have Prabhuji on the call, and today he will be speaking on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, verse number 32. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your association. Mataji, you can take.
Prabhuji is not yet joined, I guess. He'll be joining soon. Before that, if anybody wanted to introduce themselves, they can go ahead and introduce until Prabhuji joins. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Elcon.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association, and all glories to your services. Welcome to the call. Anybody would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev and Gauranga. This is Akshar Das from Canada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Akshar Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining every day for all the sessions and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Thank you for the wonderful lecture yesterday, Mataji. I have to go back and watch it again today.
Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining for that class. Hare Krishna. Akincana Krishna Prabhuji is there on the call. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining and giving your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I now hand over the call, and sorry for the confusion, Prabhuji. Please forgive me for that. Hare Krishna.
Okay. All right. So just let me check these settings, okay?
Sure, Prabhuji. If you would like to share the screen, we have given you the permission also, Prabhuji, or else we can also share, but just telling you.
You can share the screen. I'm just, you want me to do the kirtan?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Okay. So I'm choosing the audio quality as original so that when I do kirtan, the proper sound comes, okay?
Yeah, but then your video is, yeah, now I can see clearly, yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with kirtan, yes? You'll do that regularly?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Fine.
Okay. So let us do that then. So now let me make a disclaimer, since you gave me 6:8:32, but the actual verse is 7:8:32. Yeah. So I have absolutely not read anything for today's verse that you want me to speak on. So it's going to be spontaneous. So if you can bear with me, then I think I can try to do my seva. Okay.
Sure, Prabhuji. Sorry for the confusion. Hare Krishna.
No, I'm not sorry. This, I mean, you all are going to suffer for that because I'll do my whatever comes to my head. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalla Girivardhari Gopi Janavalla Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana 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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. I'll sing one now. I've not finished Kirtan. Wait, hold on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Prabhupada Prabhupada Okay, hope you can see me. Right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruhu Shri Utapadakamalaam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, text number 32. Okay. शटावधूता जलदाः परापतन् ग्रहाश्च तद्दृष्टिविमुष्टरोचषः अम्बोधयश्वासहता विचुक्षुभूर्निर्राधभीता दिगिभा विचुक्रुषुः शटावधूता जलदाः परापतन् ग्रहाश्च तद्दृष्टिविमुष्टरोचषः अम्भोधयश्वासहता विचुक्षुभूर्निह्रादभीता दिगिभाविचुकृषुः शटावधूता जलदाः परापतन् ग्रहाश्च तद्दृष्टिविमुष्टरोचषः अम्भोदयश्वासहता विचुक्षुभूर्निह्रादभीता दिगिभाविचुकृषुः Shut by the hair on Lord Nrsingadev's head. Avadhutaha shaken. Jaladaha the clouds. Parapatan scattered. Grahah the luminous planets. Cha and Tadrishti by his glance, glaring. Vimushta taken away. Rochashaha whose effulgence. Ambhodayaha the water of the oceans and seas. Shwasahatah being struck by Lord Nrsingadev's breathing. Vichukshubhu became turbulent. Nirradabhitah frightened by Nrsingadev's roaring. Digibaha all the elephants guarding the quarters. Vichukrushuhu cried out. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The hair on Nrsingadev's head shook the clouds and scattered them here and there. His glaring eyes stole the effulgence of the luminaries in the sky, and his breathing agitated the seas and oceans. Because of his roaring, all the elephants in the world began to cry in fear. Purport. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Yad vibhutimat sattvam Shrimadurjitameva va tattad evavagachatvam mamatej amsha sambhavam. Know that all beautiful, glorious, and mighty creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. The illumination of the planets and stars in the sky is but a partial manifestation of the Lord's effulgence. There are many wonderful qualities of different living entities, but whatever extraordinary things exist are but part of the Lord's stages. His illumination or brilliance, the deep waves of the seas and oceans, and the many other wonders within the creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all become insignificant when the Lord, in his special feature, incarnates within this material world. Everything is insignificant in comparison to his personal, all-defeating transcendental qualities. So, the hair on Nrsingadev's head shook the clouds and scattered them here and there. His glaring eyes stole the effulgence of the luminaries in the sky, and his breathing agitated the seas and oceans. Because of his roaring, all the elephants in the world began to cry and fear. Hare Krishna. So, by this description, in fact, the Lord has slayed the king of the demons, Hiranyakashipu, and the Lord's form is being described. By this description, we can actually understand that how wonderful, unique, terrible is the form of the Lord. As it has been mentioned, you have read that verse that Ati adbhuta roopam udvahan stambhe sabhayam namrigam na manusham satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanah. So, the Lord manifested a ati adbhuta roopam, an extremely adbhut, wonderful. And that wonderful form of the Lord is being described. And that first darshan, in fact, of that Lord was given to none other than Hiranyakashipu, yes, and Prahlad. These two took the first darshan of the Lord. So they're very fortunate in that sense. And we can see that he's so huge that the hair on Nrsingadev's head shook the clouds and scattered them here and there. When I was in South India, that place, Andhra, what is that? Can anyone unmute and tell me what is that name of the place where there is that Ugra Stambha?
Ahobilam, Prabhu.
Ahobilam, yes. So Ahobilam. So I was there, and there are Nava Narsingas, is it not? Yes. There are many Nrsingadev's temple in that area. Yes, am I right?
Yes,
Have you been?
Prabhu.
Yeah, have you been there? Any one of you?
Yes.
All right. So I was reading a booklet published by the local devotees there, and it was in Andhra, in Telugu. Yes, it was translated into English, and then it was explained that when the Lord ripped Hiranyakashipu, shredded him to pieces, and as it has been described in the Bhagavatam, that he tore his heart out and threw it aside, and then he took the guts and wore it as garlands around his neck. But in that booklet, it was written also that after Hiranyakashipu's body got shredded, it was nowhere to be seen, because whatever was left over of the body got stuck within the nails of Lord Nrsingadev. He was that huge, basically, that the kind of the body and all the parts got stuck between there was nothing left to see. Everything was gone. That's how huge his body was. His glaring eyes stole the effulgence of the luminaries in the sky, and his breathing agitated the seas and oceans. Because of his roaring, all the elephants in the world began to cry. So, definitely, the Lord has done this and given us a lot of lessons from this pastime. By this verse which I just quoted, Satyam Vidhatum Nijavritya Bhashitam, which is considered one of the most important verses in this episode, where it is said that in order to prove the words of Prahlad true, the Lord appeared from the pillar. Satyam Vidhatum. And also to prove the words of Brahma true, the Lord appeared from the pillar. Yes. Why? Because both Brahma and Prahlad, they had spoken something. Prahlad spoke that when Hiranyakashipu asked him that you are defying my authority, the three worlds tremble because of me, in fear of me, and you are challenging my authority. Where are you getting your strength from? And then Prahlad said that it is coming from the Lord, and then then Hiranyakashipu took a sword in his hand and then said that where is he then? If you're getting the strength from the Supreme Lord, where is he? Why isn't he in front of me? And then with his fist he smashed the pillar. So sometimes in dramas where they depict this pastime, it is shown that he takes the sword and he smashes the pillar, but actually he had the sword in his hand, but according to the description in the Bhagavatam, he punched the pillar with his fist and the pillar broke open and Lord Nrsimhadev appeared. Anyway, those are the details. It doesn't really matter. So the Lord appeared to prove that Prahlad Maharaj is right when he said that the Lord is everywhere. The Prahlad Maharaj said, yes, the Lord is everywhere. There is no place that he doesn't exist. The pure devotee of the Lord can see the Lord everywhere. That is one of the qualities of a devotee. Sthavara jangam dekhi na dekhi tara murti sarvatra hoya nija ishta deva spurti. So he does not see stationary moving beings. Sthavara jangam dekhi na dekhi tara murti. He is not seeing the form. He is actually seeing the Lord everywhere. He's seeing that the Lord is making up the universe. And this is not an imagination. It is a truth. Actually, it's an actual truth. Sarvam kalvamidam brahma. Everything is the Supreme Lord actually. He's not imagining things. And therefore, to prove that he is right, everything is made up of the Lord only. Because in the dawn of creation, there was nothing but the Lord that existed. Or should I say, who existed? So anything that can come about has to be the Lord only. The Lord has expanded into the universe. The Lord has made space for the universe. The Lord became earth, water, fire, air, ether. And by his energies, he has, whatever is there has been created. So all material things are his expansion. And all spiritual things are also, in the sense, spiritual beings like the souls are also his body. Krishna says that, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So even the souls are his bodies, parts. So everything is Krishna. the souls are also Krishna. Inasmuch as when we say that me, I, when I say I, what does that mean? It indicates me as a whole. It means it includes my hands, my legs, my head, my stomach. Yeah. And I say I came here. I don't say that I came along with my hands and legs and my head also. Therefore, whenever the Lord refers to me, like for example, in the second canto, when in the 9th chapter, the Chatur Shloki Bhagavat, Aham evasame bagre nanyat tat sadasat param paschadaham yadetacha yogashishyaita sosmyaham. The Lord is saying, Aham evasame bagre. I have existed before the creation. So then a person may ask, then what about the souls? The souls have not been created. The souls have also been eternally existing. The souls are also Sanatan. Then why isn't the Lord saying that me and the souls were existing before the creation? Why is he saying aham evasame bagre? Because of this, just as when I say I, it means me, and that means my hands and legs and my head and everything else. So also when the Lord says aham, it includes his devotees, the souls, because Krishna says they're all my parts and parcels. So everything is Krishna. That means in as much as my hands are me, my legs are me, the souls are Krishna. And the universe is Krishna. Sarvam Kalvam Idam Brahma. And this is not Mayavad to say that everything is Krishna. It is Brahmavad. And that differs from Maya. And you all are devotees, you all already know that. So Prahlad Maharaj, when he said that, yes, when questioned, where is the Lord? He says, there is no place that he is not, everywhere. And the whole process, the whole goal of all yogic practices is to see the Lord, to understand him. Tameva viditvati mrityumeti nanya pantaha vidyate yana. Tameva viditvati. When you know the Lord, when you see the Lord, is to see liberation. Tameva viditvati mrityumeti. You transcend death. And Prahlad has gotten the darshan of Nrsimhadev, and of course, by good fortune, even Hiranyakashipu has gotten the darshan of the Lord, but he is not liberated. And we know the reason why, because he has to go through those, 3 lives, the curse which they have received, Jay and Vijay, to take 3 lives. So therefore, you must understand that every rule has an exception, and this also has an exception. The rule that if you see the Lord, you become liberated, it has also exceptions. Yes, it's not a formula. It's not like a machine. You put in data and you get an output in exactly the same way always. No, because the Lord is a person, and he decides what happens to the person who gets his darshan. But a general rule is that if you get the darshan of the Lord, then you are liberated. For a devotee, that refers to a devotee, for a yogi. So Prahlad Maharaj, because he said that the Lord is within this pillar, to prove his words true, Lord Nrsimhadev appeared. Not for not for, when people challenge that, where is your Lord? People say, where is God? I don't see him, so therefore he doesn't exist. So the Lord need not or does not appear in for these people. The Lord did not appear for Hiranyakashipu because he was a demon. Not to prove his words, okay, is he in this pillar? No, but he came to prove his devotees' words as true. Satyam Vidatum, because, and Prabhupada used to say that, and even devotees say that Prabhupada said chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 regulated principles, and I will take you back home, back to Godhead. And I'll give you a backdoor entry. Don't worry. Even though the Lord says Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, and Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, the Lord's standard is very high. He says that 24 hours be Krishna conscious, and really we are not. But Prabhupada said, just chant 16 rounds, follow the 4 regulated principles, and I'll take you back home, back to Godhead through the back door of Vaikuntha. Yeah. So when Prabhupada said it, when he's a pure devotee says it, then the Lord does fulfill it. Yes. And we have to have that faith based on this episode. Yes. Satyam Vidatum Nijam Satyavashit. And in order to, and there are other verses like where it says that said Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthama dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyam. So wherever there is a decline of religious principles, in order to establish dharma, I appear. But most importantly, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. The acharyas explain establishing dharma can be done by his messengers. There is no need for him to appear personally. He may choose to come, yes, like Lord Chaitanya came in order to establish the Yuga Dharma. Yes, but it is explained that most importantly, yes, one of the more important points for the Lord's appearance is for Paritranaya Sadhuna, is to satisfy his devotees. Prahlad Maharaj was such a unrelenting, such a pure soul, completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. And having gone through so much of torment, so much of atrocities, torture, in order to make him happy, the Lord appeared in this amazing, most adbhuta rupa, basically for him. Satyam Vidatam, because it was his longing to see the Lord. And also because Brahma had given that benediction to Hiranyakashipu that you will not be killed by any of the creatures created by me. You will not be killed by any weapon. You will not be killed in the day, in the night, not inside the house, not outside the house. And all those permutations and combinations that Hiranyakashipu thought of when he asked for the boon from Brahma after having performed that tapasya, thinking that now he will avoid death because it is just not possible, for anyone to kill me with all these conditions. But the Lord outsmarted him, as we can say. The Lord has outsmarted him and found that loophole within his boon and appeared in this amazing form, which is not a human, na mrigam na manusham, not an animal, it is not a human. And for a moment, even Hiranyakashipu was confused that I have not seen a form like this. Very strange. A lion's head and a human body. Very, very, very strange. Because obviously, Brahma has not created such a species. It doesn't exist. So therefore, he appeared, the Lord appeared himself and killed him with his nails not with any weapon. There's nails, which are again transcendental, and took him on the Delhi, on the doorstep. That's why the doorstep is considered holy. And in India, the culture is to put lamps on the doorstep, because that is considered to be if I may say, the birthplace of the Lord. The Lord resides there. And it was not day, it was not night. It was twilight time. It was not in the air, not in the sky, not on the ground. The Lord placed him on his lap and killed him. So the Lord totally outsmarted him and proved that Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati dharma rakshati rakshita. No matter how odd or how improbable victory of the divine forces may seem, no matter how powerful the opposing demoniac forces appear, but victory will always be of dharma. Dharma rakshati rakshitaha tasma dharmam tyajenaiva mano dharmo hato vadit. That is the truth. Otherwise, all these very powerful troublemakers will emerge victorious. They are intelligent, they are powerful, they have money, they have powers, they have weapons, and they have got everything. But the Lord showed, but don't worry, you don't have to worry at all, absolutely, because ultimately it is dharma that will succeed. The Lord personally arrange it. We don't have to worry. So many times we look, what are the chances? What are the, like if you see in Ramayana, what are the chances that Lord Ram would have won the war? He's having these monkeys to assist him in a war. Fighting with monkeys, like Madaris, they have these monkeys. What can monkeys do? But he showed that no matter how odd the chances of winning are, but still the victory will be of dharma. Yes. So in order to prove the words of Prahlad true, in order to prove the words of Brahma true, the Lord appeared in this astonishing form. Satyam vidhatum nijavritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmani ati adbhuta rupam. Ati adbhuta rupam udvahan stambhe sabhayam namrigam manusham. So this is another very important verse in the Bhagavatam. One may think that why all the devotees are always so young. Like Prahlad Maharaj is a 5-year-old boy. If you see Dhruva, he's also just 5 years old. Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumaram macharet pragyo dharman bhagavatani hai. So, 5 years old. Why? It's because the children have a very malleable minds. They have no experience of sense gratification. That's why children are sent to school. Rarely do you find adults going to school. All the learning that takes place when we are children only. The very important principle is that sanskaras should be received when we are young. Because once we go through life and we already have attained a lot of impurities through experiences of sense gratification in this world, it becomes very difficult then to instill the seeds of bhakti within our hearts. In as much as a tumbler which has been used, a box which has been used to store maybe an achar, a very strong, pungent mirchi ka achar or something, chili pickle, and someone comes to your home and says, oh, I can't stay for long, I have to leave, but I just came to see you. And then you want him to sit and have some kheer or something like that. And he says, no, I'm going. But if you want to pack up something for me, then I will take it. And then you say, all right, I have made some kheer, some payasam. I will just put it in a box and I'll give it to you. And then you're looking for the box and, you're not finding any boxes. And maybe say you are finding a box which is having a little achar, which has been used as a achar ka bottle. It may be a glass bottle also, who knows? And then you think, okay, I'll just empty it, I'll wash it, and then I will use it for putting the payasam, the kheer, and I'll give it to this guest of mine. And you have observed that when you wash it also, it is very difficult to get that smell of that achar removed, because it's such a pungent spice. Once the bottle has been used for that, it's very difficult to take it out. Similarly, Surakumbham ivapaga. Therefore, it is said in the scriptures also that when a pot is used for liquor, it can never be used for anything else. It has to be thrown, because that liquor completely makes that pot useless. So also the mind, when it has been used for sense gratification, carrying all those sanskaras, becomes very difficult to become Krishna conscious and then learn and new habits, and the swabhava becomes very strongly rooted. But children, because their minds are so malleable, it's very easy, impressionable. And therefore, Prahlad Maharaj himself says that Kaumaram acharit pragyo dharman bhagavataniha durlabham manusham janma tadapi adhruvam arthadat. Therefore, begin your Krishna consciousness while you are young. And Dhruva Maharaj also, we can see, and so many such examples of young devotees, very, very young. Other very important lessons in this episode is, in fact, this episode was spoken when Parikshit Maharaj asked this question to Shukdev, that is the Lord partial? We see that the Lord is always taking the sides of the gods and he's fighting and killing the demons, even though they are children of the same father. Yes. So why is that so? I mean, because being partial is a fault. And we find that the Lord has those symptoms. And then this pastime was spoken by Shukdev to prove that he is not partial. Even though he is killing Hiranyakashipu, he has killed Hiranyaksha. It is only because actually Hiranyakashipu is one of the greatest devotees who has been the Dwarpal of the Lord in Vaikuntha. They were cursed by the Kumaras. And I was in Kanchipuram temple. Yes. How many of you all have gone to Kanchipuram? Yes. Kanchipuram. Rangana, Sri Rangam. Yes. So have you all noticed that Jain Vijay, they have huge Jain Vijay at the doors of Vardharaj. Yes. And if you might have observed that they have teeth. In South India, when they make the Vigraha, of Jai Vijay, they make it with teeth, So I once asked these priests that what is the meaning of having teeth for Jai Vijay? They are Vaikuntavasis. Do Vaikuntavasis have teeth like a demon, like a Rakshasa? They are having four-handed forms, yes. And they're having Shankha Chakra because Vaikuntavasis look like Narayan only. And Narayan doesn't have these crooked teeth like an animal. So why do you make these like that? So they said it is to remind us that these two have actually become demons and they have returned. So just to remind us, they have been made like that. So yes, they are devotees and they have taken up this service of fighting with the Lord to give him pleasure. Because the Lord has had this desire to fight and he can't fight with anyone. It has to be a devotee only. And Vaikuntha, he can't fight with anyone. Because they're all devotees, they want to serve him. So the devotees thought, Jai Vijay had that desire, okay, I will serve the Lord in that way. We will fight with him. So understanding that desire, Lord Vaikuntha, he arranged for them to be cursed through the four Kumaras who came there and then they descended to this material world and took 3 avatars, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravan and Kumbhakarna, Shishupal and Dantavakra. And devotees say, and also there are references where it is said Jagai Madhai are also incarnations of Jai and Vijay. So when Lord Nrsimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu, it was only because he had come. That was his commitment to redeem them from the curse. The Lord personally came and killed him. And Hiranyakashipu, even though he was a demon, the quality that he possessed, which is noteworthy and which we should all be inspired, was that he was Krishna conscious, even though he was a demon. Even though he was a demon, he hated the Lord so much in that incarnation that he was always Krishna conscious and thinking about them. And therefore, in the scripture, there is said that there are 2 ways of thinking of the Lord. And in fact, it is said that Bhakti Yoga, so it is said that when you are envious of the Lord, also you think of the Lord. When you are a devotee of the Lord, also you can think of the Lord. And then it is said that those who are envious of the Lord, they have a stronger absorption in the Lord than what Bhakti Yoga can facilitate. Those who are envious, because people can make enemies like this. Is it not? In this world also you've seen, with practical experience also, we can understand that we can make enemies like this. Or isne aisa kuch kar diya, chalo theek hai. I don't like him anymore. Immediately we can just become envious of anyone. And we make enemies like this. At least the conditioned souls. But to love someone is very difficult. Yeah. So therefore, in the scriptures also it is said that to hate someone is another way of remembering someone. Because you remember that person in 2 cases. Either you love him or, like, who was that? Swami Vivekananda, who said, that if you love me, I'm in your heart. If you hate me, I'm in your mind. So any which ways, there is that connection. And therefore, what we can learn from Hiranyakashipu, that he was totally, totally Krishna conscious. And because of that Krishna consciousness, he was thinking of the Lord. And he died in that way, Krishna conscious, taking the darshan of the Lord. But still, he did not attain liberation because the Lord ensured that he go through all the, the Satyam Vidatum, the curse which had been given by Sanat Kumar had to be fulfilled. So he took 2 other births like that. So the Lord is not partial, because when the Lord kills the demons, he delivers them. The Lord is only killing the demons because the Lord appears to be hating them, because the demons hate the Lord. The Lord doesn't hate anyone. He reciprocates. He's not partial, he's reciprocal. So when someone goes to the Lord in a particular mood, then the Lord will reciprocate in that particular mood. If Hiranyakashipu would have changed his mind, okay, my son is a devotee, all right, so fine, let me just accept it, something like that. Just like these days, when children, when they sometimes fall in love with someone, he's from another caste, another religion, and the parents just hate that religion. But what to do? Just because the son has now fallen in love with that person, okay, we will accept. So if Hiranyakashipu would have just thought, okay, my son has become a devotee of Vishnu, I don't like him, but chalo theek hai. If my son is a devotee, I'll accept. He would have done that also. Narasimhadev would not have appeared. In fact, the Lord Vishnu would have accepted him as a devotee and given him protection. But that was not meant to be, because he wanted to interact with the Lord in that particular way. And the Lord Narasimhadev said, all right, so be it. So Lord is reciprocal. He is not partial. And in fact, that is why, in that verse where it is explained, where Prahlad Maharaj is telling his father that, what is that verse he says? Jaya suram bhava mimam tvamatmanah samam manodhat svanasanti vidvashah rite jitadatmanotpati sthitat tadhi anantasya mahat samarhanam. He says, Jayasuram bhavam imam tvam atmanah. My dear father, give up this. Jahya means to give up. Jayasuram bhavam imam tvam atmanah. What bhava? Give up this attitude of what? Of he's my enemy, he's my friend. Because Hiranyakashipu had considered Lord Vishnu as an enemy because he had killed Hiranyaksha, his brother, his younger brother. So he thought, the Lord is partial. He cannot be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because Supreme Personality of Godhead is supposed to be impartial. Then why did he kill my brother? Why did he side with the Indra, with the gods? That is the proof that he is not Vishnu, and because he is not Vishnu, he is not Narayan, he is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I can fight with him and I can kill him. He also did not understand this fact, that the Lord is not partial. And the thing is, as long as you are not partial, you can never understand the Lord. And that's why Prahlad Maharaj is telling his father that samam manodhatsva nasanti vidvishah, that have a sama mana. That means come into samadhi. Samadhi. Do not look in terms of, okay, he's my friend, he's my enemy. That way you will never. Rite jitad atmano utpati sthitat. Your only enemy is the path that you have taken towards trying to elevate yourself. The path of, okay, he is my enemy, okay, he is my friend. No, this is the wrong. You cannot attain perfection. Tadhi anantasya mahat samarhanam. Then only you can, when you give up that path, then only you can come to the level of understanding Bhagavan. Mahat samarhanam. And what is that verse? It is said, Dasyun Purashan Navijityalum that verse is also similar. Dasyun Purashan Navijityalum Pato Manyant Eke na Swajita Disho Dasha Jitad Manonyasya Samasya dehinam swasadu moho prabhavaha kutaf pare. That was Dasyun Purashan, where he says that Samam Mano, where he says that Jitatmano Nyasya, and the very important verse is that one, that Swasadhu Moho Prabhavaha Kutafare, which goes to show that when you see that he's my friend, he's my enemy, Swasadhu Moha Prabhavaha Kutapare. He says that this is an imagination only. It is only in the mind. It is not a reality. Nobody is our friend and nobody is our enemy. The only friend and enemy is your own mind. Jitatmano nyasya samasya dehina. If you win over your mind, then you will be able to see that actually everyone is the same. Everyone is equal. The people who are troubling us is only an instrument in giving back my karma. He's not the cause of my problems in life. Manyante eke swadisha dishodasha. Swajita. Swajita means you have to win over your own mind. So win over your own mind. My father, give up making these distinctions of he is my enemy, he is my friend. No. So a very important instruction that one has to come to this stage of seeing everyone as equal, as the servant of the Lord. Everyone is actually potentially a devotee of the Lord. Bhagavad Bhav Matmanaha, as it is explained, yes. Bhagavad Bhav Matmana. And everyone is potentially what? Having that quality to serve the Lord. Sarva Bhuteshu Yaha Pashyet Bhagavad Bhav Matmanaha Bhutani Bhagavat Tatmani Esha Bhagavat Uttamaha. So Prahlad Maharaj is Bhagavad Uttama. So he's seeing Sarva Bhuteshu Yaha Pashyet. He's seeing everyone as what? Bhagavad Bhav Matmanaha. That means everyone has this potential to become a devotee. And that's why a devotee preaches, because he sees that everyone is potentially a devotee of the Lord, and therefore, if you do not preach, you will become envious. Therefore, everyone should be preachers. And Prahlad Maharaj is a preacher. And we can see that he was preaching to his schoolmates also, his classmates. Every time he would get a recess, he would go around, trying to tell his friends that you become a devotee of Lord Vishnu. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, and all that, So he was a devotee, and only a devotee can be non-envious, because when a devotee's perception of people is what? Oh, he can become a devotee. Oh, he can become a devotee. You see, if you are not in a mood to preach, then you will see, hey, this person is irritating. Hey, this person is there. You get the point. So, therefore, this is a very, very fundamental understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam for perfecting our life and to come to the highest level of Bhagavatottama, which was Prahlad Maharaj, even though he was just 5 years old, which is amazing and hope-giving also, that if he can do it, then why can't we? Very much possible. When Prabhupada was asked that how long will it take for us to become Krishna conscious, Prabhupada said, a second. Just takes a second. That means the moment you say, I will follow you, I will obey you, O Lord. And if you are initiated, you go to the Guru and say, I will obey you, Guru Maharaj. What should I do? Please instruct me. When you make that decision in your life, you become an obedient servant of the Lord. That moment, you become free from all material encumbrances. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much to you, Prabhuji. Thank you for coming on the call, Prabhu. Hari Bol, Satyam Vidatum Nijvritte Vashitam Vyaptim Cha Bhuteshu Akhileshu Chatmana. Every morning when we sing, Narasimha Arati, Ito Narasimha, Parato Narasimha, and he is everywhere. So true, Prabhuji, so true. Just with Guru's mercy, we can understand that. Otherwise, what to speak about, even speaking of God, when especially somebody like me, doing everything about 5 years ago, but only with the Srila Prabhupada's mercy, Guru Maharaj's mercy, and devotees like you who, bring us out of the material realm, still in material realm, but still, trying to understand now what is the real position. Beautiful, Prabhu. You are talking about how he, even after giving all these boons, uh, Narasimha was able to, still kill Hiranyakashipu. I was thinking, only a puzzle maker could solve the puzzle so easily. He was the reason of giving all those boons, because Brahma, without Shakti of Krishna, how could he give those boons? And he was the reason, and only he could know how to solve that puzzle. Otherwise, very difficult to solve that puzzle. Inside, outside, blah, 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 so many things. And you were talking about chances, Prabhu, what are the chances? And I was thinking the same thing, in different yugas, starting, of course, with Narasimha, what are the chances he can be killed with all those boons? And then you spoke nicely about Ram. Like, what were the chances? One could think, Are Baba, Ram with one Tir Kaman and Lakshman and a few monkeys here and there, and he's going to, go to Lankapati Ravan, and how he can win. But what were the odds? And he still win. And then what were the chances? One could think after, Indra coming with some Varta clouds, and then Krishna lifting of the Govardhan in 7 years old. What are the chances? No chances, but he still lifted. And then I was connecting it to Srila Prabhupada. What one could think, at that time, this old gentleman at age of 70 is going outside, what he can do? But he built 108 temples in no time. And today in big congregations, we struggle to build one single temple, even with big donations coming up and whatnot. So odds are when Krishna is mercy is there, everything is possible. So beautiful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much. And you nicely explained that he is not partial, but he is, reciprocating with us. Whatever we want, he will give us. We want hate, he can hate too. Reciprocation is there always. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Beautiful, beautiful class. Prabhu, I think there is a question from Radha Jyoti Mataji in the chat box. If you like, Prabhu, I can read it. Okay. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Could you please teach how to help ourselves to see each one as a potential devotee? What attitude we should cultivate daily? Thank you for your enlightening class. So how to see each other as a potential devotee, Prabhuji?
See, every habit has to be cultivated gradually. You follow what Prabhupada has told us. If you are a preacher, give lectures. If you are a book distributor, distribute books. See, the principle is this, that like, boxers, when they practice, they punch a lot, they punch on sand and what do you call those, these punching bags, and many times like karate, let's not say boxers, say these karate people, they punching and boxing, their knuckles become very hard, and they can punch through bricks and breaks and tiles and things like that, and they do all these amazing things. So how did they develop that capacity? So just by punching, it becomes thick. Yeah. So similarly, any habit that we want to develop, we develop it that way. If by being conscious, say somebody comes to us and and we are polite to them, we are kind to them, we say hello, we follow the etiquettes, we remember what the Lord has told us in the Dharma Shastras, and we consciously do it, then that becomes our habit. If we have been conditioned to be impersonal, and people say Hare Krishna, and we say Hare Krishna, and we don't give a very a good loving response to them, then that becomes a nature. And over a period of time, we will not even realize that we have what we are doing is causing harm or hurt to others. You see. So therefore, take advice from devotees, from our senior devotees, as to how we can improve. Look for cues from people that after speaking with you, how are they, what is their reaction? Are they being offended? Are they going away, or are they becoming attracted to you? Because the quality of a devotee is that he attracts people. The quality of a devotee is to give, he's gentle, and all this. So therefore, by being conscious of our behavior, whether it is in accordance with the teachings of whatever we have read now, and also to take guidance from our Guru. Why is the Guru there? Not simply to say that I'm initiated, but to take his guidance, and who will keep correcting us that, oh, this is not good what you have done. Small things like if somebody smiles at you. They say that if you see someone without a smile, give him one of yours. So many times when we see someone without a smile, we think of, wow, kar dara hai. I don't know how many of you actually know a little Hindi, because I do use Hindi words here. But anyway, akar dara hai means, oh, he's so egoistic, he's not smiling at me. So then we also will not smile at him. Someone, he did not tell Hare Krishna to me. Why should I tell him Hare Krishna? Let him be the first one to say Hare Krishna. Then I will say Hare Krishna. So, all those mental games that we are caught up in when we are in a community with devotees, and we overlook it, we are not conscious, and then we become a person that we don't want to be, or at least what the scriptures do not recommend. And if you're not conscious, we find ourselves so far away from what we have held as ideals. So therefore, I think the solution is to be conscious of what am I becoming? Am I becoming soft? Like Prabhupada was walking, that story that Prabhupada was walking with his disciples and he was coming across some puddles, and it was, I think, some cold country or something. It was all frozen, there was a layer of ice and over the water, and with his stick, he was breaking those ice. And then he would go to the next puddle, he would break the ice with his walking stick, and then that way. And then his disciples were wondering, what's he doing? There's some message, certainly. And then Prabhupada said, the nature of water is to be liquid, not to be ice. And he was breaking, and he broke again. And he says the goal of the spiritual master, the duty of the spiritual master is to make the hard heart of the disciple soft, like butter, so that it can be offered to Krishna. Because Krishna likes soft butter. The heart should be like butter. So that is what being conscious, what I have become. And if you are conscious, if you are careful, then the Lord definitely will speak to us. The Lord as Paramatma, in the form of our own conscience, will make us feel guilty that what you have done is wrong. Oh, you should have said thank you. Or you should have appreciated. Oh, you should have done this. I missed that opportunity. But if years and years go by, you have not done something, then you will never feel like doing it, and neither will your conscience tell you that what you have not done or what you have done is wrong. So therefore, we should always be conscious. We should read the scriptures and take guidance from our spiritual masters to make sure that we develop this quality of seeing that everyone has that potential of being a devotee, because that is the verdict of the Shastra. You can't, you have to have that faith. It has been spoken. Sarva bhutani apashyet bhagavat bhavam atmana. Everyone is a part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna has said it. Mamai vamsho jiva loke. He has said it. Amsha means what? Like a hand. So therefore, if somebody is not a devotee, and if he's supposed to be a non-devotee for eternity, then that would make Krishna's statement wrong. There would have been an exception in what Krishna has spoken. That, that Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke. See, he has spoken
let me
for
see
all.
if I can today or tomorrow, okay? I'll let you know. Can you do?
So all the jivas are potentially what? They are parts of Krishna's body. They are meant to be servants. So therefore, if you now think otherwise, that okay, he is not a devotee or you cannot be a devotee, then that's the fault in our thinking. So therefore, reading scripture is important. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Very nice answer, Prabhu. And so many times we think, Hare Baba, I should have done that. And that is Krishna inspiring from the heart. Very beautiful answer, Prabhu. And our heart should be melted. And then Krishna will accept it. That subtle message was there too from Srila Prabhupada. Very beautiful answer, Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji, for answering this, for asking this beautiful question. Mataji is always active and asks these questions. And from these questions only, sometimes, we all of us can get nectar out of the answers of the speaker. So thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, we have Akshara Prabhu also with his hand raised. Hare Krishna, Akshara Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So, very relatable, Prabhu. My question is, I have a feeling that I am practicing pure devotional service in like mode of ignorance, like कि भक्ति is अहेतुकी अप्रतिहता, but वो उसको practice like we can do it in mode of goodness, ignorance, and passion. So like the same fault finding, like if you see something in the devotee and then you are not there to correct them, basically it's not your job. So keeping that in your to yourself, it's like kind of hard, and it's like facing a lot of issues, Prabhu. Like how can I come out of mode of ignorance? And
But you just said that you think you are practicing pure devotional service, right?
yes,
I mean, you feel like you're doing good, right?
but
How
I'm
did you start?
confused. Like I heard in a lecture that the bhakti can be done in mode of
Yeah.
goodness, passion, and ignorance, and then again it can be further divided.
So your question is that when somebody does something, when you see someone doing something wrong, and then you see the fault in people, yes?
Yes.
You see the fault and what to do, yeah? You can't help it.
Yeah, I'm not there to correct them, so I have to keep that in my mind, and then I have to constantly like get out of that, rid of that thought.
So there are different ways, you see, there are different ways of looking at it. First, we can think of karma, that look, I don't need to correct him because there's a law of karma in place in order to teach everyone to do the right thing. So you need not be Yamaraj to give justice to people. There is a separate department of Yamaraj who's having many Yamdutas under him to do their job. Somebody has done good, he will be rewarded by the gods. Somebody who has done bad will be punished by Yamaraj. So first of all, you don't take law in your hands. when you do something good and you do something bad, you will reap the results of what you have done. That also applies for everyone. So first of all, be convinced that the law of karma exists. Why you should be there to correct someone? You correct yourself. We are struggling to bring tangible, positive changes within ourselves. And still we are struggling. Then how is it possible to change someone else? Many times we say, oh, I've told 1,000 times, still he doesn't seem to listen. Well, it's impossible. You can't change people. You can't change yourself. We are struggling. So therefore, who's that one spiritualist, he used to say that the greatest gift you can give to this world is when you yourself become self-realized. Just do that. In this lifetime, whether you make devotees or not, you become a devotee. Are we a devotee? That is the question. Do I have problems within me? So even when we preach, we are not preaching to make devotees. Oh, I will give him. That will give a sense of pride in us. We are preaching to purify ourselves. We don't preach so that someone will become a devotee. We are preaching to purify ourselves. Therefore, Krishna says that when you Kaina manasa buddhya kevaler indriyerapi yoginah karma kurvanti sangam tyaktvatma shuddhaye. Kayana manasa buddhya, with your body, with your mind, buddhya, with your intelligence, and with your senses. Whatever you do, you should do it for your own purification. Keval yoginah karma kurvanti. Whatever a yogi, we are all yogis, bhakti yogis. Whatever we are doing, we should do it with the attitude of purifying ourselves. So when we preach, first and foremost, we should think that this person has the potential of being a devotee. Okay, I will preach for my own purification and try to make that effort. That way you will become purified, not by thinking that I will preach to him because I am a devotee and he is not. I am right, he is wrong. That kind of thing will not work. It will only make us proud. So I'm not saying that you're doing that. I'm just saying that.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, like in one of the lecture, Kirtida Sundari Mataji said that we are like aspiring devotees. We become devotee or bhakta only when we get Swarup Darshan or we know our eternal position in the spiritual world. So that's what was according to the nectar of devotion, I think. So like once we get initiated, let's say I'm not initiated. So how, like, because I have Shraddha and some sadhu sanga. Then after initiation only the bhajan kriya and the anarth nivritti starts. So how, like if I am taking like some time to take initiation, let's say some devotee might also take 5 years, 10 years even to take Harinam initiation. So they are not able to progress further in go to Anarth Nivratri or like that stages, because it is heard that it is from the mercy of Guru.
Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, Bhanu Maharaj also, he gave us a huge presentation during the seminar which he took in Mayapur, and he said that the chanting of the holy names is so powerful, that even if a person is not initiated, he can go back home, back to Godhead. So in 2021, he took a seminar and he told us by quoting the Chaitanya Charitamrita and the various scriptures. Yes. So, and also we can know that when a person is already chanting Hare Krishna, that means he has been initiated. Initiation does not necessarily mean the formal ceremony of sitting and doing the yagyas and things like that. It was never, that was propagated by the Gaudiya Math or something. The initiation and the fire sacrifice are actually just secondary. The actual initiation means when in your heart you have accepted this person to be the inspirational force. In as much as if a boy and a girl get married, what keeps the marriage together is not the ritual of going around the fire and things like that. It is a love that makes the marriage sustain. So similarly, it is that affection for the Guru. And if you have been inspired, the fact is that you are chanting, and you are chanting how? You have been inspired by someone. Someone has told you to chant. So he is your Guru naturally. Now, if a person is not grateful, he may not acknowledge that. In fact, to say that I have just begun chanting without a Guru, that is not possible. Therefore, it needs gratitude to recognize that who has been my inspiration. To point it out. Yes, no, you are my inspiration. So that way. And there is somebody who has raised the hand, and Akshar something. Akshar. A long time I've not used this Zoom, so I am really don't know. Oh, acha,
Yes, Prabhu,
Akshar.
Hare Krishna. Yeah,
You
it
yourself
answered
are
my
Akshar.
question completely.
Oh,
Thank you
okay.
so much, Prabhu.
I don't know if it addressed your.
Yes,
Didn't
yes, Prabhu. Totally.
You
Thank
got
you, Prabhu.
another one number existing by son.
I muted him, Prabhu. Hari Bol, Prabhu. Beautiful answer, Prabhuji. Beautiful answer. Certainly, Akshara Prabhu, your questions are very beautiful, and Prabhuji's answers are beautiful too. But also, as Prabhuji said, that Naam is very powerful, and everybody knows Naam Mahima can be, sung for years and years, and still Sheshnath can't even sing that Mahima, what to speak about us. But of course, I was thinking of this, big buildings that we have in Canada, America, and India. Everywhere there are these buildings. Like, let's say it's a 100-floor building, and there is always stairs there. So we can use the stairs to go up to the 100th floor. It might take us a few hours, but then Guru is that lift that will take us right away in a few seconds to the 100th floor. So that is Mahima of Guru. Guru is right there always for us. Thank you, Prabhu. Beautiful answer. Beautiful answer. Prabhuji, there is one more question from our Radha Jyoti Mataji. Radha Jyoti Mataji is asking, Prabhuji, one more question to you, please. Explain what is important, dharma or bhakti endeavors? Please, dharma. Hari bol, Prabhuji.
What is more important? Dharma or what is
bhakti endeavors?
Dharma or bhakti and?
Bhakti endeavors to do bhakti. So dharma or bhakti?
Dharma or bhakti, which is more important?
Yes.
Well, they all go together. But
Ooh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they all go together. See, bhakti includes dharma, but dharma does not necessarily include bhakti.
True.
But still we can understand that bhakti is above dharma, and sometimes, like for example, Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was Dharmaraj. But still, when he did not surrender to the will of the Lord, at that time, his chariot came down to the ground. So being dharmic does not necessarily mean you are a devotee. But being a devotee, you are naturally dharma, because a person who obeys Krishna is dharmic, because whatever Krishna says is dharma. Yudhishthir Maharaj did not understand that. When Krishna is telling him, do it, he hesitated. So he took mundane morality to be the supreme. However, devotees always do according to dharma. Rarely do we find that someone is going, deviating from standard religious principles. So, but yes, that's why in Krishna Leela, in that Radha Kund and Sham Kund Leela, the demon appearing in the form of a bull, you see, and the Rakshasa who came in the form of a bull, and the Lord killed him. Now, bull represents dharma. When Krishna killed the bull, Radharani objected and said that what he did was wrong, because bull represents dharma. And so then Krishna said, well, he was not a bull, he was a Rakshasa. I killed a Rakshasa, not a bull. So Radharani said, no, but still, he was in the form of a bull. And because you killed, you have attained some sin. So you have to atone for it, that way. So basically, what the Lord, in that Leela, it is said that the Lord has killed that kind of religious principles which exclude Krishna consciousness. When people speak about dharma, but they don't speak about Krishna, many times there are people who speak about these things, dharma and varnashram and this and that, but they don't make a mention of Krishna. That is not tolerated by the Lord, and therefore the Lord killed that form of dharma. And therefore Bhagavatam also begins with that. Dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayon molanam. So dharma projita, what Bhagavatam does is it kicks out all forms of sub-religious principles. So definitely we know that Bhagavad dharma is above dharma. It includes, but sometimes there could be exceptions.
Beautiful, Prabhuji, beautiful. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, I was also thinking you are giving example of, what is called karate. Karate persons, they kick and then their hands become so strong. I was thinking my wife is kicking me here from like 16, 17 years, like, "Arey, kya karte ho? Tha, tha." So I am very strong here and her hand should be very strong there too, Prabhu. Just out of the context, Prabhu. Prabhuji, there is one more question from Yashashri Mataji. That's a very beautiful question too. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, how to get rid of proudful thoughts? Even though I know that I am nothing, but still within somewhere I feel proud. Yes, Prabhu, you touched that point a little bit with Akshar Prabhu too, that when we correct someone, first of all, we should correct ourselves and then law of karma is there. But Prabhu, you please can mention this, how to get rid of this proudful thought.
Yeah, so therefore it is said, if you think you're great, just wait. Yeah.
I was thinking, what is the next line? If you think you're great, just wait.
Yeah, so Damba Mahadupasana, it is said. Anvikshikya shokamoho dambham mahadupasana. Anvikshikya shokamoho. When you are suffering from shok and moha, then you should read the scriptures. Anvikshikya, discuss tattva, siddhanta. And dambham mahadupasaya. And if you have this pride, then you should serve great devotees. Serve them. That's why in joint families, where there were elders, there would be father, mother in the house, there would be grandfather, there would be grandmother. So the younger generations would get an opportunity to serve, to humble themselves and serve the elders, and that way cultivate the culture of service. And then that would extend to devotees. See, when they develop that habit of serving elders, then they will also serve sannyasis, devotee community. So the solution for pride is to serve. Do humble service of advanced devotees.
Wow.
Yoga himsam kamadi anihaya. And for those who are on the path of yoga, they should practice silence. Himsam kamadi anihaya. And how can you become free from violence? By giving up lusty desires. So that is the solution given by Prahlad Maharaj only in the 7th canto.
Very beautiful, Prabhuji. Very beautiful. Aha, maja aa gaya, Prabhu. Very beautiful. Prabhuji, Shama Gauri Mataji is there
Hare
too.
Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji, coming on the call after a long time. Finally we got you here. And even though you were not prepared, you spoke like for 1.5 hours continuously. So more than that even. So thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you for having me. It's amazing to see that even after COVID, you all are still on online. Now I've lost the touch for offline, online things so much that I don't do so much online. So I completely forgot. And when somebody messaged me, I was with Vinita Gandharvika. So
Vinita Gandharvika Mataji.
I could not recognize her actually. So, but anyways,
Oh.
chalo, you're still going strong. Congratulations. Hare Krishna.
Vinita Mataji is the pillar of Bhakti Sanga Japa group. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yes. Prabhu, beautiful class. Prabhu. What I was going to say, I forgot. But that's okay. No, just amazing class, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji, for inviting Prabhuji. And
Yeah. Actually, Shamagori Mataji's phone is not working. Actually, she does the service. I don't have all the contacts of the speakers. Whomever I have, I can invite. So Prabhuji's contact was there with me from long time. So I wrote a message and Prabhuji agreed. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you for considering me worthy of rendering the service.
Prabhuji, your classes are always nice. You were coming nicely alternate Saturdays and suddenly you have stopped. I don't know why.
No, I know because I never received invitation, so I don't give.
Maybe in
somebody-
between you had become little
We
busy.
will continue again, Prabhuji. If, let me know when you are available. So we'll continue this.
No, I
We
do
love
not.
your classes, Prabhuji.
I do not approach people saying that invite me, and I don't think anyone should do that.
No.
When somebody approaches me, I generally oblige. But yes, definitely. Now online is like more or less outdated now. I'm more into offline classes, so you do
Yes,
send
you are
me the
busy
invitation.
going, traveling.
Yeah. But the thing is, I
but
never received
still-
any invitation from you. Okay, it's not that I denied your offer
No.
or your invitation. So
We are still online, Prabhuji, and we have online classes only.
So you
Because
wrote
our
me.
devotees are from different places. It's very difficult to get them all together. So better to have online classes. So
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
वो एक मेरे को गाना याद आ रहा था, वो है ना, मेरे को लत लग गई। तो प्रभु हमें सबको लत लग गई भक्ति संगा की. It's been many years and we can't live without Bhakti Sangha. So join still online, Prabhu. We are all from different parts of world, Prabhu. I am from Calgary, Alberta, Northern Canada. Somebody's from Atlanta, somebody's from India.
I'm
It's
from
sad, no,
Charlotte
that-
and Mataji is from Houston.
It's sad that people do not come online and show their faces. It's very difficult because everybody just switches off their videos, and then I feel like I'm speaking to just boxes on the screen.
Impersonal.
End of the class, everybody ons their videos, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
When the class was going on, we usually
in America, do they charge for putting the video on or what?
On Bhakti Sangha, I think maybe Shamagori Mataji is collecting some funds, Prabhu, maybe. I'm joking, Mataji, I'm joking.
You don't know whether people are...
Next time, Prabhu, when you come, we'll ask devotees to switch on their videos. It's nice to speak when
Like Sanatan Dharma Prabhu said, if your video is on, then only I will speak. So everybody keeps their video.
I do understand. See, speakers, they know that they are going to speak and people are going to look at them. So they don't mind, taking a bath, putting a tilak and coming in front of the camera. But when you're coming to listen, you're not, so it's not so motivating to groom yourself. I do understand. So anyways.
So sorry, Prabhu, from all of us. But next time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
This is early morning here in America, Prabhuji. Most of us will be cooking and at the same time listening to the class. And also our children go to school, so we have to get them ready. So that's the thing, Prabhuji. But we hear Krishna.
प्रभु जी बोलेंगे हम कौन सा आपसे कुकिंग मांग रहे हैं, तो स्विच ऑन करके कुक करो ना.
Definitely.
Hari bol. So dear devotees, let us pay our humble obeisances to Prabhuji and all the assembled Vaishnavas on the call. Mataji, please call Prabhuji next time too, please, so we can have more nectar. हरि बोल।
Yes.
वांछा
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
भागवतम की जय।
अनंत कोटि
प्रभुपाद जी
वैष्णव
की
भक्तवृंद की
जय।
जय।
His Grace Attention Krishna Prabhuji की जय।
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
क्षमा करें माता जी।